Hi, I'm Jeannie.
And I'm Chris.
And we're best friends. And today I wanted to sit down with her and touch a topic that is dear to me. It is on mental health awareness. And I lost my brother in 2020, which was hard for me to deal with. So in that process, I did write a book. It's called Through My Brother's Eyes, and you can find it on Amazon. And it actually points out the struggles of someone dealing with mental illness. So I wanted to read a little bit to you. How do you honor the life of someone taken too soon? People always think they have more time, that the little things which bog us down daily need fixing before we tackle broken hearts and mend fences. I was one of those people. I had time, or so I thought. Meanwhile, my brother Arcelio was so very broken, but he hid his pain behind work, the love of his family, and bodybuilding. And bodybuilding was his life. He really did that well, helped people throughout his journey, and that's how he hid all his pain. What we couldn't have known was just how deep his suffering dug. The pain of what is troubles me daily, for I lost my brother, my best friend. Through My Brother's Eyes is a heartfelt dedication of life and death. And it also drives us to reflect on our choices and their impact on those around us, especially those we love. It is so important for you to even, I think even, she's my best friend, she's also a licensed therapist, and I feel like sometimes it's so hard to reach out to someone if you're going through something. I talk to her every day. So if I'm going through something, I'm gonna tell her about it. And I know she's gonna give me the best advice, right? We've been best friends for what, 25 plus years. So she knows me. There's no one that knows me better than her. So I want to jump back to when he did pass away, where I was struggling a lot. I was going through a divorce with my daughter's father. My father just had passed away a year prior. And then 2020, through the pandemic, my brother passes away. Now, if that's not a lot to you, that is a lot for someone to handle. I mean, it is a lot. And I think I went in through a very dark place. Not only trying to be strong for my daughter, as much as it was hard for her too. But I got up, I would go to work and come back home and just talk to her. It was so hard. I spiraled down, I believe, right, in a really, really dark spot where I thought I probably wasn't gonna come out of it. But I did. And it was her advice. It was just that simple 5-minute phone call that made all the difference. Would that have made the difference for my brother? Maybe it would have. I think it would have, because there was times where I wanted to just dig a hole on the ground and crawl in it and just die because of all the pain that I was going through. And it just took that 5-minute call to her that made all that difference. And yeah, we all have lives, right? We all get busy. But I want to use myself as an example because I went through it. So you don't know really what someone is going through unless you're walking their shoes. And everyone says, oh, but I work so much. You know, I have children. She works a lot. She has small children. And I feel like if you want to make the time, you will make the time.
Right.
And, you know, I think, what did you think about the book?
I thought it was great. I mean, I had the pleasure of reading it, and I also had the pleasure of knowing Arcelio, who we lovingly knew as Junior. And I met him my senior year in high school when he moved in.
You were only 17.
I was only 17 when I met him, but right from the beginning, he was like a guy who had like this awesome, like positive attitude. He was always laughing, always joking, making us laugh all the time. And you know, he was a great guy. And then later on in life, he became a, you know, good father. He was into the bodybuilding. And even when we would meet up with him, he still had that loving, funny character where he would make us laugh and tease us. And you know, the times that we did, you know, see him, you would have never thought he was going through anything, because he put on a brave front. I mean, the last time I saw him before he passed, I would have never thought he was, you know, dealing with mental health issues. Would have never thought, because he was so happy and he was laughing and he was joking, and we were making bets with him, me and, you know, Stephanie. I would have never knew. And I'm a therapist. Back then I wasn't a therapist when that happened. I was still in grad school, but nonetheless, whether you're a therapist, whether you're just a family member or friend, sometimes you can't pick up on the signs because the person is so good at hiding it. And it could be for a variety of reasons. I know for, you know, that for men, it's extremely hard for them to either admit that they're having mental health issues such as depression, anxiety, and they're not easy to seek out, you know, therapists, because society makes it seem like they're weak, that men are supposed to endure this, that they're supposed to just go through it and not be emotional. But that's not true. I think it's far from the truth. Men are also human. Men also have feelings. They also have thoughts. They also need taken care of, you know, being taken care of. And when they have anxiety, when they have depression, it should still be treated either with medication, through therapy, whatever needs to be done for them to get healthy.
Yeah, and he was definitely one that was prideful.
Right.
He was so prideful. I mean, he was handsome. He was a woman magnet. He was happy, vibrant. I mean, he was pretty much always brought smiles to everyone. He was a jokester. He joked really around all the time. Like every time we would go out to eat, and we would, because we're always laughing. Yeah. So every time we would laugh, he was like,
"What's so funny?
What is so funny? What are you guys laughing at? Why are you guys always laughing?" You know. So, I mean, and I'm his sister, and he was very close to me. Very close. We were very close. And he always used to tell me what he was going through, but never something so deep where I needed to butt in. I think one time he did tell me, "Oh, you need to butt in because my ex is driving me nuts." And I said, "You know, that's your relationship. I'm not gonna butt in that." I just said, you know, keep it very platonic. Keep it to where you see your son, and that's it. But never would I thought that he was struggling with whatever he was struggling with, right? So I think a good topic is, when I was going through my emotions up and down, did you notice?
Yeah, I noticed. But I think it's because we spoke every single day.
Yeah.
So I think when you speak to someone every day, that you get used to how they are on a daily basis, right? So if you're used to seeing someone who's upbeat every single day, but you can kind of just tell like something's off, like something's not right. So I was able to tell, like, when you were, you know, and I'd ask you, like, what's wrong? Because either you were too quiet and you weren't talking, or I wouldn't hear from you like I usually would. So I knew that something was going on, you know?
Right, but somebody else probably wouldn't have noticed. They would probably think, "Oh, she's good."
Yeah. She doesn't seem sad or depressed.
Right, but where I was like dying inside, right? I was dying. And I think for the rest of my life, I'm gonna be sad about it. I get sad, but it's gotten better with timing. They say that time heals pain. I beg to differ on that quote. I don't think time heals pain. I just think it gets more manageable with time. Because
I heard someone say, pain doesn't heal wounds. It just helps you learn to live with it.
Yes, and that is absolutely 100% true. I feel like, I think in my position, losing my dad and then having my brother as the only man in this, because remember at that time I was going through a divorce with Stephanie's dad. So I feel like having that one man in this world that I know would go to the ends of, because he would go to the ends of the world for me and for my other two sisters. He would.
He's very protective.
Yeah, very overly protective. Don't you think? Too overly protective that he would get on my nerves, but too overly protective. But I think that losing him, I felt like there's no man in this world that would go for the end of the world for me. They just wouldn't. I mean, because technically, let's go back. You're married, right? We both went through it. And we depend on that man to protect us for the rest of our lives. And that wasn't the case.
Right.
So to me, to lose my brother, it was like, what now? You know what I mean? Like, but I feel like through the process, and it's still a process, still a healing process for me. I don't want you to think that I'm already all healed, because I'm not.
Right.
I still go through it. I still get sad. I still tell her, you know, yeah, I'm a little depressed today. I'm thinking about this, or I'm thinking about that, or, you know, he'll come to, I read this book all the time. I wrote it, so I know what's in it. Like, but to me, it brings me back to my memories with him, and it gives me comfort. I laugh, I cry, but most of all, it brings me back to who my brother was and how his life could have been saved by, I don't know, a simple phone call. You know, I remember at my dad's funeral, he was like, oh, now that dad is gone, you know, I'm the man, and I'm gonna protect y'all three, which is my sisters and I. And I just brushed it off, like, whatever, I'm the oldest. So for him to tell me that, I was like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Right.
You know, because I've always been overprotective of my sisters and brother. But to lose him, it really impacted my life. And I want to help someone else if I can. And I appreciate all the messages I'm getting with people who are reading my book. And because my thing was, remember I told you, I don't know if people are going to get my point of view on the book. Because it's short. It's only like, what, 30 pages. Really short.
But I think you did a good job at capturing exactly what it was you wanted people to know. That although you have contact with someone, sometimes life happens and, you know, you don't really look after the person, or you don't look for the person as much as you should.
Right.
Until it's too late.
Right. And I know we all drift off, and, you know, we get so into our lives that, you know, we just drift off. I mean, sometimes it happens.
Worse, kids.
Yes, it happens.
You know?
I think with us, I mean, we've been best friends since she was 17. We're not gonna say how old she is now, but yeah. But we have gone months without speaking, and then it's like when
we'll pick up right after, like just
we'll
like
pick up right where we left off. It's so weird. But that's just the connection that we have. And, you know, I don't think that, you know, well, a lot of people look for that connection in other people, but I mean, we're blessed to have each other.
Right.
Because I feel like she helped me through a big milestone in my life. And we have been helping each other since we were young. We were super young. So we're blessed to have each other. I'm okay with having that one friend that I talk to and tell everything to. But I want to go back to the book where I want to read a little bit about it. And it says, grief is like dropping ink into a bowl of water. It's concentrated at first, then slowly spreads out and is almost untraceable with time. But it never, and I mean never, is 100% gone. There will always be black ink swimming in your heart. The ink will reappear when you least expect it, staining events, memories, and quiet moments. My brother didn't want to die. That hurts the most. He was sad. He was sick. He needed help. The smallest of interventions could have changed the course of our lives, but it wasn't meant to be. I feel like that's important because to me, I struggle with the fact that a week before he did pass away, he texted me, and I still had those text messages. Yeah. I haven't brought myself to go back to the text messages and read them because I'm just not ready to. But a week before he did pass away, he texted me and said, we have to meet up. And I said, you know, let's meet up Saturday. I brushed it off, and that Saturday never came. So with that said, I think that sometimes we tend to think that we have more time than what we do. And I could be right here sitting with her. I could leave out this door out of her house, go to mine, and never make it. That's just the way life is. I mean, so we always have to hold on to those that we love a little dear. Anything else you want to say?
No, I just think that you did a beautiful job writing the book and, you know, memorializing your brother and having other people read it, and you're creating awareness, which I think he will be extremely, extremely proud of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. So if you want to read the book, you can get it through Amazon. I'm gonna be talking about more topics. It's not only gonna be on mental issues. It's gonna be different kinds of topics. So if you want a topic discussed on my YouTube channel, which is Wisdom of Mind, and you can look it up on YouTube, please message me,
Leave in the comments.
leave a comment, and express what you think about it. Let me know your experiences, because we would love to know. I love to hear different experiences and different things that you guys go through, because it's the only way we're gonna help each other out. So I think that that pretty much sums the topic for today. I guess we will be back later on with another topic. You can follow me on TikTok. I'm mostly live on TikTok. I don't give my Instagram or my Facebook out. Just that's a little bit more private in my life. But you can add me on YouTube and on TikTok, and I am very open to messages there, as long as they're respectful and sticking straight to the point. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to us. Bye. See you next time. We'll cut it off.
Oh my god. Oh my god, we can't take nothing serious.
Wait. Carmelo, we need you.
What?
Carmelo, we need you. Okay. Hi, I'm Jeannie. Right, ready?
Yeah, okay. Karen, can I get a touch up on this makeup?